I'm just glad to finally be out of Sinnoh.
Are we all? What was it like being a puppet? Or like a little paper mache thing on a stick?
You really start to appreciate living in 3 dimensions, you know?
It's a little fuller. Food isn't as flat and bland either. Hello everybody and welcome back to Double Dip Draft. I am Cabral, coach of the Sandslashers, trying to find a bit with my new best friend,
Aurora, coach of the Hoonsbrook Hunters, and we're here looking at week 2 of Scarlet Division.
Yeah, and what a week it was. Because we had our match. We actually fought in week 2 over on Violet Division, and that was a time and a half. But we're here in Scarlet. Any fights you were looking forward to this week in this division?
Well, this division holds both of my IRL friends in the Heerlen, Hawluchas, and the Mantines.
Oh, yeah.
The Martian Mantines. So, I'm always looking forward to seeing those fights. Spood is in this division. I'm looking forward to him fighting.
That's
Nick
actually...
is in this division. I'm looking for him. The Scarlet Division is just a friend division. I love all of these people.
Yeah. That's actually funny because I know IRL people because I met Spood in person, and Jake I know in person because he was in my high school. So I also have
Nice.
2 IRL friends in this league or this division.
So it's just like Menma that's unconnected to anything or
Bananas.
Or Bananas, sorry.
Well, they might know each other in person. Would that count?
I think Bananas is a blaster. I think he's associated with Nihilus and that crew.
Oh, that's fair. Well, with that being said, we have our first match of the season. Would you like to introduce us?
Well, it's not the first. It's the second match of the season.
Shoot! Can we start over the whole recording?
Yes, it's just scrap it all.
Oh.
No, it's the Heerlen Hawluchas as coached by Soupman versus the Loafville Lanturns as coached by Nick.
Yeah, also known as White Loaf. And we got quite the team preview over here. I do see Baxcalibur. I hate that thing. It's scary. Glamora, fantastic. Girder's here, one of the few defoggers left in the entire season. We have Bellybolt.
I don't know why that thing gets defog. It's so weird.
It kind of flaps its arms, and the fog just goes away.
Apparently, yeah. We also have Landers and Carnage here, so both of the very heavy damage dealing S tiers are here to play and are here to take names.
I do see Gardevoir as well, and we had Trace last week, and I realized something. Sheer Force is legal on Landorus, and Gardevoir can get Sheer Forces if Nick is running Trace.
Yeah. Funnily enough, it also in theory could Trace Regenerator. I'm not even sure if that works 100%, but it would be a cute way to heal up Gardevoir a little bit.
Oh, it would be. We'll have to watch and find out, but looking at the matchups, I actually think these are both scary teams for each other to deal with.
Yeah, definitely, I've scrimmed with Superman a bit, and not all of them went amazing. It was definitely an uphill battle each time.
Yeah, and I actually scrimmed with Spookman as well, and it's a little difficult. I think both teams are just really good, and I think both players are also really good too. But with that being said, I think we should probably just jump right in. Hey, look,
Yeah,
that's
get into
Bishop.
this lead match. Yeah, Bishop versus some fucking keys.
Yeah, I love that the keys is known for T-waving, and Bishop actually gets the T-wave off on it.
Yeah, well, funnily, it actually can't T-wave Bishop because of Dark Type.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's one of those tidbits that people keep forgetting because it's just such a niche thing. And speaking of niche things,
Yeah, this Farigiraf I came
this
up with.
Farigiraf.
So I quickly realized as I was helping Spookman prep for Nick over here is Future Sight hits everything on Nick's team unless he Terras a Dark type.
Yeah,
And-
which actually, given that the only thing that resists this thing is Klefki, this is actually really obnoxious.
It is, and
But also, this girder is very slowly, finding ways to, set up.
yeah,
But this Farigiraf, it gets Wish for some reason. I don't know why. Wish is usually a move that's gotten from certain events and
I love
stuff.
that
That's
they
where a lot
both
of
switched
Pokemon
out
get
right
from
there.
it. Yeah, they're both taken out because Nick had the incoming future sights.
Yeah.
He needed to get out of there. And Superman realized that if he took another hit, he didn't have a wish income.
Yeah.
So he
now, Spookman did have Calm Mind on that Farigarath, and at any point had Vincent clicked that, he would have actually just OHKO'd the Girder, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if he really has the opportunity there, because like he is under constant threat of like the drain punches.
Hey, look, trace Sheer Force.
Yeah, and here this thing traces Sheer Force, and with Sheer Force, any Pokemon can be two-shot on Superman's side, but it's a 50-50 between Tentacruel and Bisharp. Because Moonblast, Tentacruel can take, but if it's Psychic instead, Tentacruel eats shit.
Yeah.
And vice versa, if it's if it's Psychic, then Bisharp is immune to it, so it can like take that hit.
Yeah. Trace is such a really fun ability that kind of like does really well. Good read right over there by Spookman for the Psyshock. Hey, that thing's probably Guts, isn't it?
It might be. I think that, like this thing has to be like quite specially or physically like defensive oriented. Actually, kind of surprised like he went for an Ice Punch there.
Yeah, there's also right there. That was an opportunity for a Calm Mind too.
It was an opportunity for a Calm Mind, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised Protect didn't happen right there. Actually,
it wouldn't have done like all that much. It just like stalls by a turn. But like we do have the incoming future sight here again.
Yeah.
And Nick this time opting to throw away Girder to it.
Yeah.
But because he does, and because Swoopman went into Landers again, this thing gets to trace its sheer power again.
Yeah.
And every time it happens, Vincent, like it's now like because Tentacruel is damaged, it now will be two-shot by Moonblast, so it can't hard switch into it. So like something had to die here. And here Nick, not knowing this thing's set, is forced out.
Yep. That's a Swords Dance I see there.
Yeah, this thing is like sub Swords Dance, Liquidation, and Terra Fighting.
Yeah, Terra Fighting, Terra Blast. Because that also is 16.
Yeah, we saw the Terra already on Farigarath, so like that wasn't an option anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like Landers comes in, gets another kill, but again, every time Landers gets a kill, this thing comes back.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's a very back and forth fight. There's a lot of moments where they each take a step back, but then step forward and keep going back and forth in each other's faces, I feel like. Because you're right, every time this comes out and does a Moonblast, it just does so much damage. Surprise didn't stay in for dealing enough damage to that, but I'm not sure on the reasoning off the top.
It's not likely to kill even with Sheer Force.
Okay.
It was like a 31.5% chance to kill or something. But here Nick misplays.
Yeah.
Had Nick just gone to Gardevoir here, Psykicks, or Psyshocks rather.
Yep.
Like he either kills this thing, or he puts Landorus in range of being two-shot.
Yep. And there's
so like in this case, like Superman would have been forced to either sack this thing or sack Bish.
Yeah.
And then go into Landorus after.
Extremely close match, ending at a 3% left on one Pokemon Spookman's team. Because you're right. Because here's the thing. Baxcalibur did have, I'm assuming, Ice Shard. I don't know why it wouldn't. Because
it didn't have Ice Shards, but
did
like
it not?
No, but the thing is, again, like because like the problem that Nick runs into here is Psyshock. Either it's a roll or it just never one-shots this Landorus.
Okay.
So what he had to do was like after Glamora died, go into Gardevoir, click Psyshock, either like puts Landorus in range or kill. What do you call this? Kill the ape.
Oh, Infernape.
Swap into Baxcalibur, sack it, go back into Gardevoir to Moonblast.
Yeah.
I think the only possible counter that there was to it is because that leaves Lando at like 50 HP. If Superman has the mind to click substitute,
yeah,
he can then take it.
That's true. Yeah, and again, this was an extremely close match. This has a lot.
It's very close, yeah. Like it's very well played by both of them. Like they both had like some good reads. They both had some good predicts. Like some very interesting team building options on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought of the Furrets set because it's just really fun, really neat, and wish. I also didn't know that until I looked. I'm like, hey, this thing gets wish. You could just wish protect future sight, and
yeah,
just go from there.
I'm pretty sure Furret also has like a fair amount of HP.
It does, 120 base HP.
Yeah.
And 70 defenses is not bad, actually. It's not terrible, but like, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely workable. But like, it's just like wishing. Like the higher your HP pool is, the better your wish is. Mm-hmm. And now it turns out Superman has two very good wishers.
Yeah.
In both Rigorov and Elamomola.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy. But either way, really well done match, really well played by both players. Bootman gets the win, but narrowly. Like, I don't know if that 3% was a roll or not, actually. It might have been.
Yeah. Yeah, very close match. Like, both of them can be proud. Like, a 1-0, like... You know that's a hard fought match. Like, you know that like the loss was very marginal. Like, and again, this thing is at 3 HP.
Yeah, for sure. But with that being said, we have some other players to take a look at. We have Growin, first season of the Lansdowne Luxrays coming in. And we also have Black Captain of the Martian Mantines back for, I believe, is it his second season ever?
I think this is his second season, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And we have some interesting fun Pokemon.
No, it's his third. It's his third. He was here.
Oh, is it third? Okay,
5.
Gotcha. Hello, Bambi. My dog is here. Growin bringing some very fun friends. I see Trapinch over there.
Yeah, Trapinch is a very interesting Pokemon because it gets the ability Arena Trap, which means that if your opponent isn't flying or a Ghost type or levitating or has Shed Shell, they can't switch anymore.
Yeah.
And usually, like, this is not great on it because it's literally base 10 speed, which means it's the whopping speed of 2 Shuckles.
Yeah.
It's not fast, but it gets first impression.
Yep.
You can only use it on the first turn that it's like out, like sent out after being sent out. But it's a priority bug type move with like 85, 90 base.
85,
attack.
I'm pretty sure. Either way, it hits really hard, and any psychic types like this Iron Boulder, it actually, we did the calcs, it does OHKO Iron Boulder with a first impression.
Yeah, which is really wacky.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, Trapinch's attack is the same as Flycon's.
It's base 100, and that's so solid for something like that. And here's the thing, Trapinch is is an amazing Trick Room Pokemon. Because it's one of the slowest things you can find, and it hits stupid hard.
Yeah, it is incredible. I mean, like, it doesn't hit stupid hard. Like, base 100 isn't that amazing, but it is good enough to, like, if something just died, send in Trapinch, click first impression, you just revenge kill something.
Or if you're Trick Room as well, you can click Earthquake, because, you know, if you don't have any flying or whatever, or levitators.
Yeah, on a Trick Room, like, as long as you can keep killing what's in front of you, you can, like, keep going for quite a while. The problem is, it has 45 HP and defenses.
Yeah.
So as soon as something lands a hit on you, it doesn't really matter what and with what, you die.
Uh-huh. For sure.
Second thing that's quite interesting that you can do with it, because it is a low tier, it's allowed to Terra.
It is allowed to Terra. Terra Bug Trapinch, kind of fun.
So a weird thing you can do is if something is stuck in a move that you can immune yourself to.
Oh.
I think it does get setup moves.
You know
I think it's
what?
like Home Claws at least.
It does get Home Claws. I feel like it gets Swords Dance or something similar as well. I need to check that. You can't quote me on that. In fact, actually, you know what? I can take a look. Go over some of the rest of the team while I take a look at what Trapinch can get for setup moves.
Well, if you do that, then I can't see what's happening. So you go to talk about the team. I'll see what it gets for setup moves.
Well, fine. Be that way. Either way, we actually have some really fun picks. We do have Galarian Moltres over here and Garganacl, which I wanted to draft this season because I love Garganacl. Salt here is dumb and works so good because if you're behind screens or you set up your defenses or whatever and you know you can take hits, you just click Salt Cure. because no matter what comes in next, it'll take that little damage, and it'll take a ton of extra damage at the end of its turn. And you get recover with Garganackle. That's insane. We also see Hisuian Samurott over here, which is just a really good Pokemon. You put Ceaseless Edge, spikes go down. On top of that, though, over in Black Captain's team, Thunderous Incarnate is fantastic. It does get Prankster, which is kind of crazy, and Electric Terrain, which we do know that Iron Bolter takes advantage of. I think Iron Crown is also on Black Captain's team, but it did not come.
It is, because he sniped it from me like a bastard.
I also see Hisuian Decidueye here for probably Garganackle, and probably expecting to deal with Bronzong. But I'm not 100%
It actually also deals quite well with Samurott.
Oh, it does. Sorry, it's grass fighting, which is exactly the opposite of dark water. So, and it's Magius, which is a fantastic Pokemon. Great speed, hits hard, and it's just got a lot of utility you can use with it.
Yeah. The survey says Trapinch doesn't get any setup moves.
Oh, nothing?
The best you can do is you can start spamming Fury Cutter to keep doubling its power so you get to 160 power.
That's so crazy, actually.
That is the closest thing you get. Unless you're somehow able to also get this thing contrary, you can contrary superpower maybe, but no, it doesn't have any seldom like Stealth Rocks.
No.
And,
does it have Copycat or Psych Up or anything or no?
Psych Up? No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Gets Gust.
Cool.
I don't know why, but it gets Gust.
Alright, well, Trapinch, very fun, very memey. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at how these two players did on this match. Thunderous comes out. Thunderous is always a good lead. You click Volt Switch, you get your Electric Terrain set up, you can taunt something. It does a lot. U-turns. Hey, look, Quark Drive.
Yeah, Quark Drive happens here. The Luxrays set up a light screen, which is unfortunate because
that's not reflected.
That does not help against the physical damage that this thing is now dishing out like it's nobody's business.
Yep, Salt Cure coming in, doing this. Very fun. Earthquake doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Earthquake doing a lot of damage. And here a cool thing actually happens. Mighty Cleave has a secondary effect to it. Mm-hmm. That's that it ignores protection.
Yeah, and that's something that Growlin did not know. That's a new player thing. I don't think anyone really thinks.
It's actually so cool because Growlin does get the. Oh, that's why he went for Crunch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Growlin does get the Trick Room trap and Arena trap on Iron Boulder.
Yeah.
But because we prepped for it, it has a shed shell and it is actually allowed to leave.
Yeah. When we were going over the previews beforehand, by the way, I didn't realize that Fortress killed Samurott because it was just a blip and it was gone in one move. And what happened to Samurott?
Fortress just annihilated Samurott. It's kind of really funny.
Grass.
Yeah. This whole stone comes out. Yeah, it's likely just to get rid of a Quagsire, which
did not show up.
Yeah, Captain does have, but it didn't show up here.
Yeah.
And at this point, so many things have taken so much damage that things are just being cleaned up.
First impression should have been clicked there for some extra chip, because Jolteon actually would have just killed this thing with some chip damage.
Yeah.
And that...
It would have killed, but then I don't know, there's still too many things left on.
Oh, for sure. It just would have helped Diff at that point, because I don't think Jolteon could have dealt too much with Decidueye, Hisui, or Thunderous, which is at full. If it wasn't at full, I think Jolteon would have killed it. But it's at full health. I don't think Jolteon would have killed it.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a loss at that point. It's just trying to mitigate the differential loss.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Either way, Growlin went for some interesting plays. I do like the Trapinch trap for Iron Boulder because it killing an S tier with not fully evolved, a first stage evolution D tier.
Yep.
That's just highlight material right there.
Oh,
unfortunately,
absolutely.
That's not how it went down.
That's what's really fun about just draft in the first place. There's these crazy little combinations you can get that just really you don't think of or are so unique. You're like, well, where did that thought come from? Well, you can do anything you want with a lot of Pokemon, and it's pretty cool. I ran Slacking in the off season. That was fun. Slacking does a lot, and it's surprising how hard it hits, and even with Truant, you can make it work if you play right.
Yeah, like slacking is definitely like a threat to like watch out for if you see your opponent have it. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's beaten by Protect.
Yeah, no, for sure. And on top of that, though, we do have another match. Would you like to introduce this one?
I don't want to introduce this match. This one's a travesty. It's Spood of the Southtown Sandslashers versus Trash Panda of the
San Fran Furrets.
I was going to say, I wanted to say the San Fran Furrets, but yeah, okay, the San Fran Furrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot
we
of
see
people
a very
already know this
interesting.
fight.
Yeah, we see an interesting lineup from Trash Panda's side. Like Tropius is, one of the Pokemon of all time.
Yeah.
But he is about to show like that any Pokemon, like when used well, can be just so annoying. I think because this one takes long enough, let's get right into it.
Yeah, you know what? We can absolutely just kind of click play and let this one roll out.
Yeah, like this one's like 70 plus turns. Like we're gonna be here for a moment.
This is actually our longest match of the season first. I'm surprised that Hisuian Quillfish came out first, but more surprised that Jake just switched out instead. And I do get that actually because ground move, taunted. If it only has Earthquake and just some setup moves, it can't do anything to Quillfish. I get that.
Yeah, and like Spood immediately realizes that like he doesn't have anything that hits especially that hard, like a potential focus blast from the Ox's speed, maybe. But
with Surf.
No. Spood realizes that the Furrets can't hit that hard on the special side.
No, that's fair.
So like this thing like setting up is actually already really scary.
It really is. And
it's just that like it kind of lacks the offensive power that even with like stab like base 100 power move at double the attack.
Yep.
It's doing 40 to this thing, which is kind of depressing.
Yeah.
So hey, did you just see that harvest trigger?
I did see that harvest. So one thing I want to bring up, by the way, Hippowdon's running Whirlwind, and that the purpose of that is to not let things set up with rocks in front of it. So that was not clicked. Secondly, yeah, I saw Harvest. I see Citrus Berry. There goes Harvest again. We've counted how many times Harvest activates with this thing out. It is 7. 7 times. Yeah. It's a 50% chance to happen every turn that you get your berry back.
Yeah. And not only does it trigger 7 times, like it would have triggered more because it spends a lot of time just like above 50% HP, so like it doesn't have a chance to trigger there.
Yeah.
But like it's like any time that Tropius drops below 50%, Harvest will trigger and get it back up. It is actually disgusting.
Yeah.
And here we see Ice Beam on this thing.
Yep.
And God, do I wish that he had just kept clicking it.
Yeah, Ice Beam, clicking it right there actually would have made a huge difference. Going for the substitute again. Sandstorm chipping down under 50%, Berry activates, and then I believe Harvest kicks up. There it goes, right there. And
Harvest triggers immediately again, so it is ready for its next use.
Leech Seed. Because...
Leech Seed, he reveals the Leech Seed, and because Screamtail has base 111 HP,
Calm Mind.
It heals Tropius for a shit ton of health.
It does. And that's one of the things that I can tell immediately. Spood had not prepped for Tropius, and that's fair. Tropius doesn't do a lot. It does this, and Tropius isn't like super bulky. I think its base HP is like 90 something, and base defenses are like 65 or 70. It's not like insanely bulky or anything like that, but when you get set up with your Calm Mind, you get Leech Seed off. Look at how much chip. It's just whittling away on top of sand, on top of rocks constantly. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it's like something that's like such a shame is in practice, Spood had Encore on his Screamtail. And if he had kept it, that just shuts down the Tropius completely.
Yeah.
Because like you just Encore into Substitute or into Calm Mind.
Yeah.
And very slowly kill it that way.
And Tropius is 4 times weak to ice. Is that correct? Am I right? Grass Flying, weak to ice 4 times?
Yeah, Grass Flying is 4 times weak to ice.
It takes 2 Ice Beams to take out a Substitute.
Yeah, this thing is now I mean, granted, like this Ice Beam isn't stab, and also this thing probably doesn't have any investment into its special attack.
Probably built to kill
because that's not what it's made for. Like, Ice Beam wasn't prepared for Tropius; it was prepared for Noivern.
Yeah. And I do know for a fact this is a bulky, physically defensive Tropius, because Calm might just boost your special defense anyways. That crit I don't think mattered, but that sucks. And
yeah, I mean the Equipage isn't that like especially defensive.
Yeah. And at this point,
and this Tropius just keeps going.
Yeah.
Like it's slowly getting its Calm Mind up to +4. Where its damage will be at the highest it can be. Like, this is like the Tropius that every Tropius has ever dreamed of being.
Yeah. 17% on a quad weak move. I know it's not stab, I know it's probably special, but that's still insane.
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure that, like, if any of these, like, Ice Beams that actually, like, connect with Tropius, if they had crit, this thing drops immediately.
Oh, I think that's absolutely the case. And like you said earlier,
because then you ignore the special defense boosts.
And like you said earlier,
it's kind of surprising that he hasn't gone for just like the last Calm Mind yet. Also, it's there again, like he dropped below 50% and very like immediately just.
But had Spoostroff earlier hitting this thing with Ice Beam, would have taken it out. I do think there's a lot of inexperience that shows, as you've probably been watching the fight. There's a lot of moves that Trash Panda could have been clicking or doing some other things better, but absolutely has a new player like kind of going, and you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like Pokemon is like a weird game because like no matter like how good or how bad you are, like if you click a move, it will have a certain impact on the game.
Yeah.
No matter like who clicked that button.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like here we see like the amazing power of 4 times super effective Air Slash, still not one-shotting this thing.
Yeah, because there's no special attack investment in this thing at all, and I know that, so.
Yeah. Also, one thing that happens twice is that Tropius eats its berry, heals up to exactly 50%, Harvest triggered, and it heals it back up to 75.
Yeah. And that's
And here also we see something interesting. Oricorio has Taunt.
Yeah.
Oricorio could have stopped the madness of that Tropius so long ago.
Yeah. Jake finally at turn 57 losing his first Pokemon, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not
it's just like at this point, like so much damage has been done to Spood's team that it's like very hard to recover. The Sandstorm like special defense buff also like coming in clutch there for.
Yeah, this is an Assault Vest. Lycanroc as well.
Yeah, it's taking so little from like a +2 Revelation Dance. It's quite insane.
Yeah. By the way, earlier Hippowdon did click Body Press on a Ghost type, so that is something.
Yeah. This Lycanroc putting in a lot of work here, but Spood, like after the Sandstorm is over here, goes for his agility.
Yeah.
And now this thing is the fastest thing on the board.
Yep. Accelerock actually
immediately he puts it to use
earlier too and then clicked. Hey, look, that's a little faster. Without
it's not faster actually, but it does live a surf.
Yep.
But not good enough.
That trick was for a choice
And now he
band.
realizes that. Yeah. And now he realizes that this Floricris can deal a significant amount of damage here.
Yep.
Yeah, Spood forced to
like
start roosting
Revelation
immediately.
Dance was clicked there, if that would have actually killed this. It was at 22%. Would a Revelation Dance have done 22% damage?
If it did, then Deoxys comes in and kills this thing after.
Oh, that's true. Actually, like, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Deoxys is only running extreme speed.
Okay, well...
I know Spood didn't know that, but...
Like, Spood doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spood realizing that he has to taunt this thing. He is getting unlucky because like 2 of the Moonblasts have already reduced his special attack.
Yeah.
Which makes him have to spend more time Quiver Dancing, because the the special defense on this thing is just too high.
Yeah.
And yeah, like he has to get up to a high thing. But Spood, like, also, like, he has to juggle three things. Like, he has to keep roosting in order to not die. He has to keep taunting this thing, because otherwise it does this. And he has to keep quiver dancing, because otherwise his special attack keeps getting dropped. And because, yeah, it is very difficult to, like, manage all three of those things.
Yeah.
Like, if Spood could have had to say, he would have clicked 4 moves in one turn every turn.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't, though? But, and that's just the thing is, Spood, I feel like this entire fight, 1, Spood played really well, 2. 3, sorry, I choked on my own spit for a second. 3, Cody absolutely was doing what he could. Quiver dancing at the end was absolutely the right call, all he could do. There was still a win con with that, is the thing about it. So
yeah, like he had an out. Like all he had to do was just, like, quiver dance up high enough. Because, like, not only are you, like, increasing your own special defense, so, like, the attacks from floor could start dealing less and less.
Yeah.
Meaning you have to start roosting less, and you can spend more time taunting and quiver dancing. And also, like, you actually, like, start dealing more damage. But, like, he got, like, quite unlucky. Like, I think 2 or 3 times Moonblast reduced his special attack.
It only has, like, 2 turns back to back. It reduced his special attack, which, by the way, is a 10% chance.
Yeah, I think, like, that alone not happening could have, like, potentially saved it. And also, like, the crit after the Calm Mind immediately.
The amount of luck on Jynx's team was kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it had to do quite a bit. Also, I don't think he ever missed his leech seed, did he?
He never missed leech seed, other than clicking on Group on it.
Oh yeah, but that's not missing. That's just a misplay.
Yeah. But yeah, and as you can see on the side comments, I actually made Mass very mad.
Yeah, no, the trophy set is disgusting, but again, like, any, like, taunt or encore stops it dead in its tracks. It's just that, yeah, again, like, Spood got rid of the encore before finalizing his team. And I'm not exactly sure. I guess because he saw Oricorio as, like, his ultimate win condition, which is correct, I think. But I think it could have probably, like, come in and taunted, like, earlier. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, that's actually Jake's first win of this season. Because last season he came in middle of last season, not extra cheesy. And he came in as a replacement for someone, had 3 matches. Actually, he fought you on his first ever match, and you 1-0'd him on his first ever match, and then he beat Woody eventually at a 2-0, and this was his second ever, like, win.
Yeah, it's always, like, whenever, like, you have to fight somebody that doesn't have a lot of history yet,
or experience.
Well, I mean, mostly, like, history, just because, like, if someone, like, good, like, that's like very experienced and new joins us, because we don't know, like, what their history is like.
That's fair.
You don't know how to, like, it's very difficult to team build against somebody who is basically an enigma.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. But with that being said, we do have one final match to take a look at over here. We have Menma of the Minnesota Jynx versus Bananas of the Don't Drop That Dedennes.
I think, like, Don't Drop That Dedennes is probably, like, for me, is in contention for best team name.
Oh, really?
I love the Don't Drop That Dedennes.
It's a really good name. And on top of that, Bananas also has some really good Pokemon on this lineup. I'm just kind of glancing it over.
Yeah, Bananas has a scary lineup. Like, his S tier in Golden Go, just being immune to all like, non-direct attacking moves.
Yeah.
Who designed this ability?
It's crazy. On top of that, we see Keldeo, we see Water Absorb Volcanion, we see Miascarada with Protean. We have Eviolite, I'm certain, on that Piloswine, and Rhenoclus with Regenerator probably, and it's just so bulky, solid. Like, Bananas' team here is so well-rounded.
Yeah, he has his things to take hits. He has the things to clean up games.
Yep.
Like, he is prepared for anything, but he's not the only scary team in town, because Menma's team is honestly terrifying.
That's true.
I'll just fully admit, we made a mistake in tiering.
Yeah?
We, our Celadon is currently banned to Ubers.
Oh, really?
And we put it in A tier, because when we did our tiering, it was, right as Indigo Disc was released.
Oh.
And we didn't know much about it, so we just put it in A tier. It didn't seem that special. I don't think any of us realized that in the rain that one move just goes off immediately, and that combined with stamina, this thing is bulky. This thing hits hard.
Yeah.
It is terrifying, and then he has Latias on top of it, just to make it even worse.
Yeah. And to take advantage of that rain as well is Zarude to not take any fire hits. Although Zarude is weak to U-turn, very much so, and there's a couple Pokemon up there, and by couple I mean one specific Pokemon that I'm looking at that gets U-turn and loves to use it. Can you tell me which one it is?
Hawluchas.
Absolutely. It's Meowscarada. But I do see other things here I really enjoy as well. Petrarunt is really cool. I have not seen a lot of use of it, but it's really neat and does some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Petrarunt actually combines very well with Zarude, because Petrarunt 4 times resists
Bug.
Bug. It's immune to fighting, both of which Zarude doesn't want to take, and meanwhile Zarude is a dark type, which means it can catch both the ghost and psychic types.
Yeah.
And ground type moves actually. That's Petrarunt is one thing.
And Rhyperior.
They complement each other excellently. Yeah, and Rhyperior is also here.
Yeah.
Big, fat, usually has an ability that reduces the damage it takes from super effective moves.
Unless it's running sturdy.
It tends not to.
I know.
It tends to be what is it called, Solar Rock or something?
I think it's something like that. You could look that up.
Yeah. Either way, two really good teams, and we're about to see them just slap each other.
Yeah. With that being said, let's get started. I see Zarude, the Catfish Warrior, and Sprigabipo here. That's a U-turn.
And okay, we're already
yep,
5 to 6.
Great start. Hey, the rain's out. Flip turn from that guy, because yep, there's the Hurricane, 100% accurate. Oh my gosh, that does so much damage.
Yeah, Banana's now realizing that this thing is actually kind of scary. This is the only switching he has to this Hurricane, and it's hurting a lot.
Yeah, it is. Thunderwave coming out, solid. Pilot Line coming in, expecting Electro Shot.
And he is correct. It is an Electro Shot, and he just eats it with the immunity.
Yeah. Terra Grass.
Yeah.
Terra Grass.
Don't know why this thing goes Terra Grass.
Might have been a misclick.
Yeah, actually, it's probably to try and catch water moves in the rain.
You know what? That actually might be the case, but
he has Volcanion for that.
Yeah.
It seems redundant.
Well, he's also got Meowscarada.
Now this thing isn't immune.
Yeah.
Also, Meowscarada is not that bulky. Taking hits in the rain is not something it's going to be able to do very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stamina popping here and actually allowing it to lift 2 earthquakes.
Yeah.
Just barely.
But hey, the paralysis
third one taking it out, deciding to sack this thing.
Pilot Line's faster and does kill it. There's rock polish.
And we also now see here that this thing isn't Terrablast. He just clicks Earthquake. And triggers the weakness policy.
Yep. I love the weakness policy.
Gets in a tiny bit more chip.
That's so fun.
Yeah, gets in a tiny bit more chip with Ice Shard.
Nice.
Banana's almost countering with that vacuum wave, but the Terra Water saving it just barely.
Yeah.
But also the Sash saving the Keldeo.
Yeah. Luster Purge.
Yeah, Luster Purge newly buffed in this generation, so cool to see that getting some use. And now he has 2 Dark Weak Pokemon, and Meowscarada is about to introduce them to knockoff.
Yeah. And that Rhyperior set actually is such a cool little set. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's really fun.
Can we just talk about how fucked Meowscarada got there?
Yeah. That was
it had
crazy.
to have been a crit. that also popped the. I think it's a 50% chance that
it is
toxic. So it's not that unlikely.
Yeah.
But like it had to be both crit and do that, which means it's like a 1 in 32.
Something like that, and on top of that, it became confused, and then it died to poison.
Yeah, I mean it became a bit confused because of the what is it called? Like puppeteer?
Oh, poison
toxic
puppeteer.
puppet?
Yeah, because it got toxic.
Poison puppeteer.
Yeah, mid-living chain has a 50% chance of poison.
Yeah, so it just got like it absolutely annihilated in one turn, even though like it definitely should have just lived. But like even like if like he could have just gone into like any one of his other Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
had
still clean it up.
I do genuinely think the Rhyperior set was actually probably my favorite set in this fight. It's just really fun, really cool. I love the rock polish to then do the weakness policy on top of that. Really cool. In fact, I think if Keldeo didn't have Vacuum Wave, it might have gone a lot harder here.
Kind of depends. I mean, Meowscarada was still alive, and like Flower Trick, regardless of if it hits the if it hits the normal typing or the Terrat side.
Yeah.
Like even I know this thing has like a huge amount of physical bulk. It still hurts.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Either way, though, that'll have to wrap up the fight for this season. For this this division this week, not this season, we're not done. There's still more weeks to come of Double Dip Draft.
So let's take a look at the current standings of Scarlet Division.
What do we got at the top, Aurora?
We have the Martian Mantines 2-0 with a differential. Below them, don't drop that, but the Dedennes with 6 differential and 2 wins. The Heerlen Hawluchas with 2 wins and 5 differential. The Loafville Lanturns going 1-1 with 1 differential.
That's so classy, actually. I love that. The 1-1 at 1. On top of that, we
actually have that again.
Yeah, and we have the San Fran Furrets in 5th place at a 1-1 -1, with the Minnesota Jynx right behind that with 0-2 -5, Southtown Sandslashers at 0-2 -6, and Lansdowne Luxrays at 0-2 -8.
Yeah, well, one thing I usually like about like when we get to week 2 is because like after week 1, the like layout is always like symmetrical. Like one person won 6-0, which means one person lost 6-0.
Yeah.
We actually have this symmetry maintained after the second week here.
Oh my gosh!
We have someone at 8 and -8. We have someone at 6 and -6, at 5 and -5, and 1 and -1.
That's crazy, actually. That's I didn't even realize how. What are the odds of that having happened?
I do not. There's like a million different ways for something like this to happen, but also like a billion different ways for it to not happen. So
that's so crazy.
Someone smarter than me can run the calculations on that.
Yeah. So like, because the other divisions, which you will see in the other videos if you go check those out, absolutely don't line up like that whatsoever. Like kind of glancing over them. But anyways, with that being said, that's about all the time we have for today, because you got some more videos to go check out and watch.
Yes, make sure to catch the 2 companion videos, the Teal recap and the Violet recap, featuring both me and Cabral fighting.
Yeah, that was
like in real life, in a mud brawl.
It absolutely. It's basically like us fighting in a LARPing thing or something, right?
Yeah. I mean, I LARP. I have a hammer to whack you with.
Oh, I'll probably use the stick I find nearby.
You're not allowed to use like things that are hard like that. That's the whole
point.
But
you have a hammer.
Yeah, it's a soft one. It has foam.
Well, what if it's a soft stick?
Oh, you can have a soft stick. That's fine. I can give you my axe.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.